Morning, Cyril.
Morning.
You hire yourself that new cook?
No, not yet, Reese.
Well, who am I going to get to bake that blame cake?
I don't know, Reese. But if you do find a cook, you might mention that I'm looking for one, okay?
Yeah, sure, Cyril. I'll do that.
Thank you.
Hey, Sam.
That you, Reese?
Yeah, it is.
I'm kind of busy back here, Reese. Just help yourself and I'll collect later.
Well, Sam, I was wondering if, Sam?
I can hear you fine, Reese.
Well, I was wondering if maybe if your missus could bake me a cake.
She's gone off to her sister's. Won't be back for a week or more.
No, well, all right, Sam. Say, Sam,
I'm still here.
you know what kind of stuff goes into a cake?
We ought to wake him up.
Oh, I don't see any reason to.
Well, we got this 1,500 we got off them owls, Chet.
Yeah, I see reason to.
Captain Parmalee, sir?
Oh.
Joe, Chad, you find any tracks?
No. Caught up with 3 of them, sir.
There's about 1,500 here, sir.
Yeah. You know, they weren't more than 6 miles from town. We caught up with them. They were just going around in a circle, heading back for the Rio.
Press said there were 6 of them.
Well, according to the 3 we just locked up, Captain, the other 3 are going to meet him in Mexico.
Oh, write up a report.
Right.
Oh, one more thing. Does the name Mike Kelly mean anything to either one of you?
No, I don't think so.
Well, it seems to me, sir, Well, I can't be sure, Captain.
Who is he, Kim?
He's that fellow that rode in last night, signed the hotel register, Mike Kelly. Now, there's something about him that sticks in my mind. If you remember anything, Joe, let me know, will you?
Sure will, Captain. Well, looky what we got here.
Hey, Reese, shouldn't you have an apron on so you don't get that stuff all over you?
Never mind all that. I ain't got time for your funny little sayings.
Hey, you got some eggshells in there.
Well, I'll just see to it that you get the piece that has them in them.
I never did think it'd see the day.
Well, if you keep going, you're going to see it out of 2 black eyes.
You know, I don't hardly think this bowl is going to be big enough for all this, Reese.
Well, you two just go off someplace and leave me be.
Reese, we're just trying to offer a couple of suggestions.
Well, let me offer you a suggestion.
Reese, I never did see a man rile as easy as you. Did you, Joe?
No, not hardly, Chet. Well, Reese, now where you going to cook this thing?
In the stove over at the Laredo saloon. And between all this running off at the mouth, one of you better tell me he stopped off and brung the whiskey.
Now, would we forget a thing like that?
Not hardly.
Oh, we wouldn't let you down, Reese. You asked us to get the whiskey, and we got it.
Oh, by the way, old dude Meeker told me to tell you that come payday, you owe him $8.
No.
All right, Joe, you give Reese a hand there, will you? I'll be back later. Good luck.
Hey, where you going?
Oh, I'm going to have myself some breakfast with a young lady friend of my acquaintance. See ya.
Hey, Joe. You figure this bowl ain't big enough?
Well, it sure don't look like it, Reese.
Well, here. This'll be big enough, I'll tell
Dogged if I won't hold it.
Now, let's try this.
I want to talk to you, Parmalee.
We got your money back, Press.
Oh, well, good, good. All 4,000 of it?
No, Press. Now, how much did they take from you? Exactly how much?
Well, I just told you $4,000. You ain't accusing me of being a liar, are you, Parmalee?
Now, every time you mention a gold, you raise the figure. It started out at 2,000.
Well, I wasn't thinking clear.
We got back 1,500.
I'll take it.
Joe, you can't be using that knife. That's for sticking people.
Well, I washed it off.
How much flour does it say in that paper, Joe?
Well, I can't tell if it's a 5 or a 2. You slop so much junk on it here.
A 2 or a 5, what?
Well, I don't know. There's flour and then that there number I can't read.
Well, this feels like it weighs about 5 pounds.
Well, this looks like a 5. Oh, it's a 2.
I'll tell you true, Joe. I don't know how women can do this every day. Making cakes and pies and bread and all them things.
Well, I guess it's kind of like riding, isn't it, Reese? The more you do of it, the easier it gets.
Well, I'll tell you, I get my hands on that fella. Ran away with that cook from the Laredo saloon. I'll break his back.
Reese, how many more of these vanilla beans you think I ought to scrape?
Well, you better use them all. Sam wasn't too sure about that part of it.
Took you long enough to look me up, Parmalee?
The name, Kelly, kind of threw me. When I knew you, it was Fallon. We're a long way from El Paso. A lot of years.
More than 5. Now that I've done my time, you're gonna let me be, right?
There are no posters on you. There's no reason for me to do anything else.
We've got something to settle, you and me.
That's the past.
Remember how it was? Me and Merzell hit the bank. You caught me coming down the alley.
Then you put a bullet in me.
Low in the left shoulder. The shot went high. It should have killed you. But you got me smack in the middle. Didn't miss killing me more than half an inch.
What do you want in Laredo?
Find out which one of us should really be alive. Couldn't think of nothing else these long 5 years.
I won't draw against you, Kelly. And I don't think you'll shoot me down.
No. That wouldn't prove a thing. This has got to be you and me.
It won't ever happen.
What time is it, barkeep?
10:15.
15:15. All right, Parmalee. I'll give you an hour to get yourself ready. 11:15, out in the street.
I told you before, it won't ever happen.
If it ain't 11:15 today, it'll be 11:15 tomorrow. And in the meantime, I'll take on all comers and I'll let them clear their holsters before I make a move. You've got a lot of prideful men in the Rangers. They'll go first. You're gonna cause a lot of people a lot of grief if you ain't out there in an hour.
You gonna?
I don't know, Cyril.
What's wrong, Reese?
This thing here don't look like no cake to me.
Well, it ain't been baked yet.
Well, it still don't look like no cake to me. You figure we was born yesterday, Chad.
Well, I'm telling you that Kelly fella called the captain out.
What do you reckon we're supposed to do now, Reese, that he's told us?
Grab our hats and go charging down to see the captain about it.
And give him time maybe to sprinkle some pepper or something in the cake?
And get his 3 days stable duty into the bargain. We ain't that dumb, Chad.
Every word I've been telling you is the truth.
Sure it is, Chad. Now, why don't you go on back and think up another, huh?
Look, if you two fellas don't want to believe me, why don't you stick your head out that window and ask somebody in the street?
Sure. And get laughed at like the jackass I'd be for doing it.
Oh, that was a good try, Chad.
All right, you two just stay here and bake your cake, and I'll see if I can do something to stop this thing myself. Go ahead, bake your cake.
He sure don't like it none when one of his schemes don't turn out like he figured, does he? Yeah. Hey, Joe.
Huh?
What if he ain't joking?
Oh, he's gotta be.
How come?
Well, Reese, it's his kind of joke, and you... And on the other hand, maybe he ain't. We better go see for sure.
Well, I'm not gonna leave this cake here for him to sneak in and mess up, I'll tell you that.
Well, you sure can't go walking down the street carrying a bucket full of cake, can you, Reese?
Yeah, well, I'll hide it. That's what I'll do, I'll hide it. I'll put a lid on it and put it in a rain barrel.
All right, let's go.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.